Now, of course, he tested positive well, he knew about Hope Hicks on the Wednesday, apparently, tested positive on the Thursday, told the world on Friday, went to hospital on Friday, has been there Saturday, Sunday, it's now Monday. Now, for the 10-day period of time, let's imagine everything's great and he's able to tip out of this, that's Saturday. His doctors are talking about him getting out of hospital as early as today. Of course, you and I aren't doctors, but my hope would be, as somebody who wants him to win this upcoming election, which is he doesn't want to go to the White House and when days 7 through 10, if they start to go bad, you don't want him to go back to hospital. What do you think happens if he comes out and then has to go back to hospital?
Well, it's the White House has an extraordinary amount of support in it. Paul, in his private residences in the East Wing, he has all the medical facilities you could wish for in your home. I've been up there and seen it, and so it's not as if he's really going home to order Meals on Wheels and stay by himself for a few days. He's going to have an enormous support mechanism around him. And should he deteriorate, and he goes back to hospital. But I warned on the weekend, or yesterday, or in today's paper, your place, I warned that he wouldn't be a good patient. I've been proven right. I think we could all see that. He's desperate to get out and get back to campaigning until he's affected by the virus again. And look, maybe he'll learn another lesson, but this is not helping him. This is just not helping him. And, you know, he just makes it difficult for swing voters to come back to him who might have been toying with Joe Biden.
So I think that, you know, we showed a bit earlier in the show, a Gallup poll. Apparently 56% of Americans believe he will win the election, despite the fact that that is not what the polls are saying, even to Gallup, about who they plan to vote for. There's also some polling around in Pennsylvania about the majority of people think their neighbours will vote for Trump. We know that, and I talked about this on the show last night, voter registration. They've added more Republicans, almost 2 to 1 in Florida, the same in Pennsylvania, the same in North Carolina, which means all the places that he won by a whisker, well, the whisker could potentially become a beard. Now, how seismic an event is Trump gets coronavirus to the fact that they've been able to add people to the rolls, and if you're willing to identify as a Republican in 2020, you're almost going to forgive him for anything.
Well, the first thing is people that were thinking of voting early and are undecided about how they're going to vote will hold back their vote because they'll be going, what the hell is going on? One of the candidates has it, the other candidate doesn't. Let's see, you know, if we really would end up voting for Donald Trump, or maybe it might be Mike Pence if it were a severe case and Donald Trump stood down or worse. So that's number one. Early voting will, in my view, slow down. The second issue will be how he handles it when he comes out. And I think, you know, it is a pretty compelling argument to say, look, I'm robust, I've come through this, I've done really well. How about that other guy over there? How's he going to handle it? Because if the President of the United States can get the coronavirus, if President Trump can get the coronavirus, then my opponent, Joe Biden, could get the coronavirus. How's he going to survive with it? And he's going to start to cast doubts about the robustness of Joe Biden and really if Joe Biden will be there in 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, should he be elected. That will be his game plan. It follows some similarities to Jair Bolsonaro in Brazil, who had a very Trumpian-like attitude to the coronavirus at first, survived it and then ridiculed his opponents, who he said would not be up to the job because they could not survive the coronavirus. He had a big surge in the polls, So that'll be Donald Trump's playbook. I'm absolutely sure of it. I was hoping he'd come out more humble. He was, in one sense, yesterday, saying, look, I've learned a lot about the coronavirus since I've been here. But again, those words are killer words with swing voters who said, well, shouldn't you have been learning a lot when you were President of the United States trying to care for us? Why has it taken you to catch the coronavirus in order to get to understand what it really is.
Now,
So again, he's making it hard for himself to win.